Hello and welcome to this MBL Seminars webinar with me, Clive Smith. Today's webinar is about defence appeals to the Court of Appeal. As the slide says, my name is Clive Smith and I'm a barrister. For those of you I've not had the pleasure of meeting or seeing through one of these before, just to give you a little bit of background, I was called to the bar now just over 20 years ago. Spent just over 10 years in practice until 2015, doing criminal defence work, doing everything from shoplifting, road traffic to rape and murder and most things in between. Since 2015, sadly, a quarter of the criminal bar since 2016, I was one of those who decided to leave. And I've been teaching for MBL seminars and a handful of other clients as well since then. In terms of experience of the Court of Appeal, went to the Court of Appeal on several occasions. Usually, I think, always successful, or at least partially successful. Never liked going to the Court of Appeal, I have to say. It was always a bit nerve-wracking to have two or three Lords or Lady Justices of Appeal in front of you and firing questions at you. So never my favourite place to go. So tried to get it right first time as much as I could. But I appreciate it's not always down to us as the advocates, is it, to get it right. We can only help the judge and whoever else might be involved. So there we are. A little bit, a reasonable amount of experience going to the Court of Appeal. And I'll try and share some of that with you today for those of you who perhaps not been or perhaps thinking about taking your first steps or doing your first case or two. So there we are. In terms of today and what we're going to be looking at, just before I do get into these slides, I should say that there has been a previous webinar for MBL seminars on this very topic. But the reason we decided to re-record this one is because there is a new guide. There is a new guide from the Court of Appeal Criminal Division. It is updated, not on a hugely regular basis, every 5 years or so, a bit like the criminal practice directions when I know there are yearly and sometimes half-yearly updates, but then we get a new compendium, don't we? So we've got the criminal procedurals 2005 and 2010 and on to 2020, and probably get one next year now in 2025. Tend to consolidate all the amendments and things into one document. So that was really the catalyst for this guide, and there have been some relatively significant changes, mainly of style, I have to say, rather than substance. The last time I recorded this, the major change that had happened was McCook letters and the guidance in the case of McCook, and we'll mention that. Not as much today as we did last time, as it was all relatively new, but I'll talk about that in a few moments. But that was really, as I say, the catalyst for today's webinar.